What's up YouTube, Captain Cat, and this is the release of version 0.2 of the Wind Waker Style Controls mod for Twilight Princess. Now, now there's some good news and there's some bad news. I'm gonna start with the good news because there's lots of them. Obviously, the main new feature of version 0.2 is the crouch shielding, which works essentially like how it does in other Zelda games before Twilight Princess. Um, and you can even defend attacks from enemies as well with crouch shielding. So it's not just like cosmetic thing; it actually has an effect, a gameplay effect on the game. I also fixed a lot of bugs that were in version 0.1 of the mod, such as not being able to lock on multiple targets with the boomerang. Also, some things in the game that require you to interact with them using the R button. You might have to, in some cases, not always, but in some cases, you might have to hold the L button to L target and then hold the R button to perform them. Like, for example, in Goron Mines, there's a lot of chains that you have to pull, and for those, you probably won't be able to pull them because Link will crouch when you try to pull them. So to get around that, to work around that, what you can do is you can hold you can L target, and while you're L targeting, you hold the R button to pull it. Then that way Link won't crouch. Also, the other big feature of version 0.2 is that now there's support for the Wii version of Twilight Princess. Now, just like the mod that I released in the last video, this only supports the US region and version 1.2 of the US region of Wii Twilight Princess. So if you want to play it on the Wii version, you have to use the US 1.2 version, not 1.0, 1.2. For the GameCube version, it's now compatible with US, European, and Japanese versions of the game. So it's nearly compatible with all regions of the GameCube version of the game, except the Korean version. I think there's a Korean version as well, Now, disclaimer, I only partially tested the EU version, and they never actually tested the Japanese version for the GameCube version of the mod. So there may or may not be issues, but from what I tested from the European one, there weren't any issues that weren't already in the US version. So there's that. Also, the reason why I haven't added to the other regions of the Wii version is because, like each Wii version, or at least Wii 1.0 compared to Wii 1.2, has different offsets for the classes or the structs in the game. So it's a lot more harder to make things accurate for those versions of Twilight Princess. For those regions for those versions and regions of the Wii version of the game. Also, when you download the mod, you might notice that there's an assets folder, and this basically contains a custom model for like the Cuckoo and Bomb, as well as the custom icon for the item, and some custom text for the game. Now, you don't actually need to use anything inside of the assets folder for the mod to function gameplay wise, but if you want to have the custom models of like the chicken and the bomb and the icons and the custom text for like the hidden skulls, then like the hidden skull says like, oh, you have to hold L and R and then press B to shield attack. If you want that custom text in the game, then you have to use those files. But yeah, it's just custom text. Like even if you don't use those files, it will still function the same without those files inside of the assets folder. But it's, I guess, for immersive purposes you would use them. Now, to be honest, I haven't tested the custom text in the EU and Japanese versions of the game, so I'm not sure if it would work or not. I have feeling it wouldn't work because it's English text, and Japanese and EU not always English text, like the Japanese one's not English text obviously, and the EU one is multiple languages. So and it may work, it may not work. Um, and even if it does work, even if you are able to use a custom text in the Japanese and EU versions of the game, the text will be in English like fully. So I guess when it comes to the custom text specifically, maybe you'd want to ignore that if you're playing the EU or Japanese versions of the game. But if you're playing, but even if you're playing the EU and Japanese versions of the game, you should still use the custom model files and um, the custom model files and the custom icon file. Now the custom text, it's files are the files that say like bimgres, like bmgres. These files are text files. So if you want to avoid, so if you're playing on like Japanese or European versions of the game, and you want to and you don't want the language to change to like English, but you still want to have the custom models and custom icons, then just use everything from the assets folder except for the files that start with bmgres. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and bye.